Drake Maye threw 5 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford threw 3 interceptions. Josh Allen played mediocre. Myles Garrett did not get a sack. Let's see how it all shakes out on Brou's ballot. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, there is movement. There is movement, y'all. All right. At number 5, Wild's favorite player, Myles Garrett.
Oh, what a game.
And I got to say this. If Myles does not break the record, he's going to be off.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in the top 5. I'm sorry. I mean, that's
fair.
It's his respect. The only reason he's on here is because he's about to break a 20-year record. You better do it. He only needs 1.
So he's
half
just
a sack, he ties it. One sack.
If he ties it, he's off the ballot.
Yeah.
Probably.
TJ Watt, nobody cares.
Probably got to break. Against Joe Burrow, so not quite Aaron Rodgers,
You're
but
a
hey.
teammate, you see you're getting there at the same time, let him get it.
right, exactly.
That's interesting.
Yes. All right, at number 4, Nick, you will be pleased.
Thank you.
McCaffrey.
Finally.
He is, look, this is eye test. We know it's a two-man race for the MVP, so the final 3 are kind of just eye test. He's having a great year. He has been the one consistent for them the whole year. I mean, obviously, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Purdy was out. The receivers have been in and out. He's been the one star player that's there. And you got to give him some credit. I don't think he needs 110 yards for the 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving. Yep. I don't think he'll get that. But it is notable to go over 2,000 yards all-purpose from scrimmage again, which is he's going to do for the third time.
One of only a handful of guys to do it 3 times.
So he's having a great year. I'll give him
They
some
might be
love.
the 1 seed. They got to be represented. Great job,
that's
Brou.
the thing too. As a one, if they were a wild card, well, they'll be a wild card. But if they didn't make the playoffs or something, he probably wouldn't be in there. Like Bijan. Bijan having another good year. All right, at number 3, Josh Allen. Look, I mean, he still is second in the league in touchdowns, 39, and that's well ahead of, I think Jared Goff is 3rd or something. But I know he wasn't this week he was up and down. He ran for the 2 touchdowns, but had some boneheaded plays. Obviously missed the potential game winner or game tying.
Fumbled that led to the Eagles' touchdowns.
Yeah, no, he struggled, but who would you have in? Who would you have in?
Trevor
I knew it.
Trevor was on the ballot. He ran for 2 touchdowns and they won.
Yeah, beat a 40-year-old.
And threw an interception.
And Josh had a turnover.
Threw an interception.
I was so excited. Then I realized Christian McCaffrey took Trevor's
But here's
place.
your point. This is to what you said earlier.
Trevor was up to 3.
This is what you. First of all, Trevor might be in the top 2. But this is what you said. This is what you said. Trevor's been maybe player of the month, but the whole year,
But he was on there. He was on there last week.
And your boy McCaffrey replaced.
Problem is how you have. Remember, you were
He
like,
is not
marquee games.
He has not had a better year, or he's not more valuable.
You just have to hear about it.
You know what? Now here's
this is what it's all about.
Sorry, Brou, just real quick. I have to tell America, I'm now rooting against Myles Garrett. So Trevor can get a spot on Brou's ballot.
Let's see. This is like.
This is what it's all about, Wilds and Nick. At number 2, for the first time, everybody's All-American.
He got this.
Thank you.
And you see number 1, Drake Maye. Here's why. This is what it came down to for me, Nick. And I didn't say this in the A's. You kind of said it. Supporting cast.
Oh.
I mean, Stafford, Puka, there's an argument. That dude is ridiculous. There's an argument for him to be the best receiver in the league. And then Devontae Adams is great when he's there. And Kyron Williams is an 1,000-yard rusher. I know it's 17 games now, but he's 7th in the league in rushing. Stafford or Drake Maye does not have a 1,000-yard rusher. I know Travion has been great, but still, no 1,000-yard rusher. No, he had no other offensive teammate make the Pro Bowl. Forget all pro. Make the Pro Bowl. And so I just felt like, and taking them from 4 wins to 13 or 14.
Like 14.
That is what kind of did it for. And he's been great. Both of them have been great. But the supporting cast was huge for me.
That feels great.
So it had nothing to do with last night's game?
Yeah. I mean, that was huge. If Stafford didn't throw those 3 picks, he would still be number 1 on the ballot.
Is Stafford still your MVP?
Unfortunately, Wilds.
No, he's not.
He is.
Yeah, me too.
For what? The 3 interceptions?
No, for the whole season. You can't say you're okay with it and then don't.
I'm okay with it,
you
but
can't
I just
do
expect.
you can't do the
You didn't expect me to.
I didn't do that.
You did do it.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. If he wants to win, it's fine. But I don't actually imagine anyone voting for him.
I told you I would.
Anyone?
It's
So you think
obviously Drake. It's obviously Drake.
I still think it's close, but I think it's Drake.
It feels pretty obvious at this point.
Well, with the odds, but I don't
And
know.
the eye test.
That's
Talk about the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 15 finalists. Here's the full class if you're on the podcast. I do care about you. Thanks
Not
for
the full
subscribing.
class, all the full
Full
finalists.
finalists.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do the full class. I'm going to do everybody that's eligible. Willie Anderson, Drew Brees, Jahari Evans, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, Kuechly, Eli, Terrell Suggs, Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Kevin Wilson, Witten, Woodson, and Yonda. Those are the 15. Nick, you tried to get this down to 5.
Kevin Williams is the DT there. And so I think this is an odd Hall of Fame class because there are 2 first ballot no-brainers. And there's a maximum of 5 guys eligible. So to me, 2 guys who will definitively get in are Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald. Drew Brees, I think we can just show you that, we can show you his resume. I think it speaks for itself. But second most yards, second most touchdowns, 13 Pro Bowls, won a Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's going to make the Hall of Fame. No doubt. Larry Fitzgerald, second most yards, 6 most touchdowns, 11 Pro Bowls, also won a Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's a no-doubter. Do you guys want me to stop there and discuss that, or go to the full class? How do you want me to do this?
No, you keep going. 'Cause
You
those are
do it? Okay, so we all
Those are
agree.
obvious ones.
Yeah,
Those are the obvious ones.
Right.
And again, this is there were 25 semifinalists. It went down to 24 because Phillip Rivers was one of them, but then he wasn't eligible. These are all obviously great players. I think that they wanted that Terrell Suggs and Luke Kuechly are both eventually getting in. I think it is going to be, the hard part is going to be, they are such different careers. Suggs was very good for a very long time. Kuechly was exceptional for a short period of time. So I think they split the baby on that by putting them both in at the same time. Because
But this year?
this year.
Oh,
they
this
both
year.
get in this year. Suggs won a Defensive Player of the Year, was only a 2-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, but was 8th all-time in sacks. Kuechly, on the other hand, won a Defensive Player of the Year, was 7-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All-Pro, and 1,000 tackles, but does not have the longevity of Suggs. So I think that Kuechly and Suggs will both go in. That leaves 1 spot left. And for whatever it's worth, last year I did this kind of project and went 5 for 5 in kind of projecting what the Hall of Fame would value. I think that if I'm right about those 4, they're going to want to get an offensive lineman in. There are 3 offensive linemen eligible. They have very, very similar resumes. Jahari Evans, Marshall Yonda, and Willie Anderson. They have combined 5, 7, 4 All-Pros. Pro Bowls, 6, 8, 4. Evans and Yonda are on the All-Decade team. So it looks like Willie Anderson has the least impressive resume of those guys. He also has been the one waiting the longest, and I think he's the one who gets in. And the All-Decade thing is he's one of the guys who kind of gets hurt on All-Decade because his prime spanned it was 96 to 04. So he didn't, to make an All-Decade team, it helps you if your prime is within 1 decade. So that is, with respect to Torrey Holt and Frank Gore and Jason Witten, Eli, I believe, Greg, that is going to be the 2026 Hall of Fame class.
So look, this is a really good list. Obviously, you mentioned Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald. Those are no-brainers. The Luke Kuechly one is very intriguing to me because he's very reminiscent in, I'm forgetting his
Willis.
Patrick Willis. The career of Patrick Willis.
Exactly
When you look at Luke Kuechly, and we all know how we feel about Patrick Willis. He's wearing the yellow jacket.
Yep.
Gold jacket. Terrell Suggs is another one that we feel like, man, the career, the longevity, the sustainability, all those things. no disrespect to any of these linemen.
You should kind of.
But when you have guys like, and I hate to make this about the receiver, you got to do something with these receivers. You got to do something. And I understand you got one that Larry Fitzgerald going in as a first ballot. You got to find a way to start getting some of these guys in because they are deserving.
Yeah.
Torrey Holt has been waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
When you look at his numbers in comparison to then Reggie Wayne, who's also been waiting, not as long, but he's been waiting quite a while now. Like, they are deserving, and both have Super Bowls, all pros, like the Pro Bowls, 6 and 7, I believe, somewhere around
Trying to be
there.
funny there, or is that the actual number?
No, I wasn't even trying to be funny.
It was funny.
But do you agree that if they only put one in, it's going to be him?
Yeah, if they only, that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's like they've done multiple receivers before, but it's not something that you see.
Correct.
We just don't see two receivers getting inducted the same year too often. And so if that's the case, your list.
It's got 5 different positions: quarterback, a receiver,
I actually
a
like
middle
your list.
backer, a pass rusher, and an offensive.
Jason Witten may get the Cowboy. That might
Jason Witten, can I say something about Jason Witten real quick? Jason Witten, he had amazing PR in that for the last 4 years of his career, while he was playing, he was referred to as future Hall of Famer Jason Witten.
Yeah.
And his counting stats are crazy, but he is, to me, clearly not a first ballot guy. And I value peak over longevity in some regards. And I just don't think there was ever a year where people were like, he's clearly the best tight end in football. I don't think there was 1 year of his career, and so I don't think that's a first ballot player.
Well, that's probably and Torrey Holt. We're not talking about first ballot, but I'm with Greg in that he's been waiting so long. And I mean, the greatest show on turf, all that. He was a part of that iconic team.
You got Falk in, you got Warner in, you obviously got Isaac Bruce in. I mean,
Orlando
Pace is in.
Does that help or hurt?
I feel like
it might hurt.
When you look at that team, no disrespect, Isaac Bruce was huge.
But
obviously.
you thought Holt was better.
And when they were the greatest show on turf, absolutely. Yeah. Now Isaac Bruce, prior to that, he was amazing. Obviously he's a Hall of Famer. No disrespect. Torrey Holt, when you turned on tape, when you were a receiver coming into the league, and Torrey Holt was already there, you were watching that guy.
How many Super Bowls?
Torrey Holt?
He has the one.
Why not 2?
Oh, who are you trying to put in?
I'm putting Vinatieri in.
Oh.
Obviously Vinatieri is a kicker.
Exactly.
So if you're going to put any kicker in, I'm not going to put 10 in. I'm not going to put 5 in. I'm not even going to put 3 in maybe. I didn't
Well,
research
some
how
people
many
thought
are in
Justin Tucker was going to take that spot.
Vinatieri has the most points scored in NFL history.
He should be.
So it's kind of a one-line resume. I've got the most points. I deserve to go in. Well, have you made big kicks? Well, I won the Super Bowl twice. I won the Tuck game to get to overtime and to win that game. Without me, and I don't want to, dim Tom Brady's light, but if I wasn't good, we might be talking about Tom Brady being an excellent all-time player, not an iconic all-time player.
So can I say something on that? That's why I think he'll go in with Tom. I don't think it's going to be a rush.
This is going to be a great Patriots day. Got Belichick going in.
Because Tom's eligible in 2 years, in 2 classes.
If he goes
Gronk's eligible next year, Vinatieri's eligible the following year. Will Fork and Rodney were both semifinalists that didn't make finalists. So that's the other thing. And I don't know if we can throw up the graphic of the finalists, the 15 guys that we started with. Because the other thing we have not discussed here at all is whether or not you guys agree with me that Eli is going to have to wait.
Yes.
Keep waiting.
Do you think Eli is a definite Hall of Famer?
So I think eventually he will end up getting in.
So can I ask you a question? But every year as the league gets, NFL's more popular than ever, and especially as offenses have gotten more dynamic, we're just going to get better counting numbers, and more quarterbacks coming. So it feels like he's going to have to.
But because quarterbacks are playing so much longer,
That's interesting.
They're not as backed up.
No, the quarterbacks who are like
that are
Hall of Fame.
caliber.
So obviously Rodgers is going to be eligible in 5 years. Who are the other? There's another obvious one that just retired. Rivers is now going to be eligible in 5 years. There's one I'm forgetting. Stafford might be eligible in 6 or 7.
So that when you
Roethlisberger is going to be eligible.
But when you look at Roethlisberger to Eli Manning,
it's Roethlisberger.
It's Roethlisberger.
That's not
That's
even
what I'm saying.
So
it's
I'm like,
not
I don't know when he's going to go. If we're not, are you going to put multiple quarterbacks? He's not going in Tom Brady's year. That would be a diss.
I mean, well, I don't.
Don't do that.
So I don't know that Eli will ever get in.
He might not.
I think that
I think it's very arguable whether he should. Very arguable.
It is.
If
I
he
just think
did that,
eventually
if
he will
it
get in.
wasn't in New York, it wouldn't be much of a consideration for Eli.
Two Super Bowls, pretty good. And playing.
Jim Plunkett had 2 Super Bowls. I'm just saying, Eli was 500 for his career. Made have 4 winning seasons, I think, in his whole career.
Well, the
or
only
something.
year he ever won playoff games, he won the Super Bowl.
Right.
High highs, though.
Say it
No,
again.
very
the
incredible.
highest of highs.
And he did beat the undefeated Patriots. So I get all that, but everything is magnified in New York. I think if he does that in San Diego,
The other quarterback that's going to be eligible in probably 5 years is Russell Wilson. And I listen, some of this is, I think player X is better than player Y, and I don't think player X is a Hall of Famer. That, to me, I think Russell Wilson was better than Eli Manning.
yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think Russell Wilson's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, tricky.
And so that to me is, going to work against him. Frank Gore to me is in a very similar category as Witten, where Frank Gore and Witten, their counting stats and where they rank historically in yardage and catches, I should have built the graphic, I apologize, look like they're Hall of Fame. But when you
never put
Year
them-
to year.
He is the best
right.
running back
When we
in
were
all of
watching football year after year, Andre Johnson got in last year, right?
Johnson got in.
So Andre Johnson's counting stats are not elite, but those of us that watched football, there was a 4-year stretch.
It was all
where
Andre
people,
Johnson.
right? Where if you asked 100 football fans who's the best receiver in football, 20 of them would have said Andre Johnson.
right.
And so I value, did you ever have a period where people thought you were the best at your position? For Eli, the answer to that is no. And again, these are great players, so I'm not trying to neg any of them.
Yeah.
I feel like for Gore and Witten, the answer to that is no, and that's where it gets tough. That helps Vinatieri. The only thing that works against Vinatieri is the position. It's the kicker. But yeah,
There's outside of that, there's no argument for it.
no.
I scored the most points. I won Super Bowls plural.
I feel confident Vinatieri's going to get in. I just don't.
Every year there's another batch of guys. We're like, well,
Yeah.
and then we're stuck.
Yeah, but there's not. Here's the thing. There is not always 2 no doubt first ballot guys. So that's what makes this year so tough. Is Breeze and Fitzgerald are must first ballot. So all the guys who've been waiting, usually of the guys who've been waiting, you can put in 4 or maybe 5 of them, because some year there's no first ballot guys. Next year Gronk is obviously a first ballot guy. Should have looked at the full thing. This year there's 2 clear-cut, no doubt first ballot guys, and so it's hard.
We could do this for a full podcast. Yeah. Excellent. Vinatieri, we'll get you.
Kuechly
got in.
Gotta be in.
He has to be.
And the
He has to
Patrick
be.
Willis standard made it where Kuechly's going to
Yes.
get in. But then, and that's why I think Suggs will get in with him, because Suggs won Super Bowls. Kuechly didn't. They both have Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And the 8th all time in sacks is pretty.
How many
remarkable.
Defensive Players of the Year aren't in?
I think probably more than you think.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.